very pleased that Dr. Weber, the president of San Diego State University, could address us this morning, and I would like to welcome you all from San Diego, California. We are reaching you in English, Spanish, and Portuguese live through a unique and complex international telecommunications network via satellite, microwave, and cable. The International Training Center at San Diego State University brings us together once again through this original video conference program, which joins distinguished organizations representing education, business, and government in Mexico, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, Brazil, Bolivia, Paraguay, and Argentina. We also welcome Spain, the United States of America, the Organization of American States in Washington, D.C., and the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, known as UNCTAD, in Geneva, Switzerland. We'd also like to extend a special welcome to the members of the California Distance Learning Health Network within the United States, which is now partnering with the ITC. Welcome. During our program today, we will examine the subject of excellence, value, and quality performance. This is the 12th video conference of the year 2001 series on new generation knowledge for productivity and global success. I am Richard Page of the Page Firm, a law firm specializing in international business litigation, arbitration, and mediation, and your moderator for today's program. Today we will focus on the new economy, also described as the knowledge economy. In the new economy, businesses have more information available to guide the design, manufacture, and marketing of their products and services. And consumers are more informed and savvy. Information technology will continue to assume increased importance within organizations. It is expected that within 10 years, large enterprises will increase their IT budgets from the current level of 6% to around 10% of total revenues. The more automation a company has, the more it is able to measure the performance of its business processes. Businesses in the new economy have to take full advantage of the increased amount of information to make their products and services competitive. Benchmarking is a key tool to competitiveness. It helps us answer questions such as these. How competitive is our company in the marketplace? What is it doing right, and what should be done differently? Are the organization's business processes identified correctly? Are the right metrics being measured? Is the company moving in the direction of its goals and objectives? Where is the company making its money? Do our employees have the skill sets to do their jobs well and the emotional competence necessary to work with others? These are some of the benefits of benchmarking, or comparing oneself and one's results against others, that will only continue to increase in importance as we move further along into the new economy that promises us even higher levels of competitiveness and productivity. Let me introduce today's expert speaker, Jerome Finnigan. Mr. Jerry Finnegan, now an international business consultant and instructor, retired after 33 years with Xerox Corporation in February of 1999. He held numerous assignments in human resources and organization development within the company, both in Los Angeles and Rochester, New York. Most recently, he was Human Resources Manager and Quality Manager for Corporate Research and Technology. Mr. Finnegan was Quality Officer for the Printing Systems Division at the time Xerox launched its total quality effort, and was responsible for guiding the implementation of total quality, including employee involvement and benchmarking. He has facilitated and conducted many benchmarking studies since the early 1980s. In addition to teaching classes, Mr. Finnegan is a frequent speaker at UCLA on total quality management and has presented to business and government groups at all levels. from top management to work teams, here in the United States, as well as in Latin America and England. He is affiliated with the American Society of Training and Development and the National Alliance of Business. He is past chairman of the California Business Consortium for Management and Education and was a member of the state committee that wrote California's strategic plan for educational options in the 21st century, Roads to the Future, as well as a member of the U.S. Department of Education Committee, which wrote new designs for the comprehensive high school. He was also a member of the team that drafted California's adult education strategy. Today's guest has authored many articles on total quality, benchmarking, and team empowerment. He is co-author with Warren Schmidt, emeritus professor at UCLA and USC, of 2 books on total quality: The Race Without a Finish Line, America's Quest for Total Quality, and TQ Manager, a practical guide to managing in a total quality organization. He is also author of The Manager's Guide to Benchmarking. All 3 books were published by Josie Bass, a Simon & Schuster company. Mr. Finnegan is currently writing a book on success. Welcome, Jerry, and thanks for being with us today. I'd like to begin with a question. Why is excellence so linked to emotional, or the E, and human competence, and not just technology, or the T? Knowledge or know-how, the K, or ETK. How are these linked? Why do we need to excel in the areas of value creation and optimal quality performance in order to succeed with our clients and customers?
Thanks, Dick. It's good to be back with you again.
It's always a pleasure.
Let me answer the second part first. There are a lot of answers, potential answers to this question, but let me take the short one. In today's new economy, where knowledge is available to our customers and to our clients, and they are experiencing the same kind of speed and need to be right the first time around, they are looking for solutions that will work and will add value not only to their current situation, but their future situation, either in products or services. In the notion of customer relationship management, I think there are 3 key areas. One we call the emotional, that is our interactions with the customer. The second is the technology that we use to monitor our activities with the customer. And third, the knowledge that we gather about our marketplace and our customers and how we utilize that. What we call emotional competence really means an increasing need for us in this high-pressured world to be aware of the needs of our customer, to know how to interact with them, and to be able to provide them the kinds of interdependent services they're looking for.
Thanks for your answers. Let's begin now with Module 1, in which Mr. Finnegan will speak about the realities of today's global economy and the continuing need to focus on quality and client satisfaction.
It is a pleasure to once again be part of an International Training Center video conference. It's been a rough year for our world and the global economy. After nearly a decade of hibernation, the bears awoke with a vengeance, clawing away more than $3 trillion of investor wealth in the U.S. alone. Then, the terrorist attack on Wall Street was felt throughout the world, and another $1.5 trillion vanished in 2 days. And the war on terrorism has cast a dark cloud over the robustness of globalization. But there is still plenty of room for optimism for the future. Although the global economy has become fast-paced, relentless, and dispassionate, it is this very turmoil, that also offers challenge and promise. The question is, what is expected of those who must manage our organizations through these difficult times of change? This is what I want to discuss with you this morning. Our session will be in two parts. In the first segment, we'll try to understand the global economy better, what it really is and what it portends for us. And in that context, examine the continuing importance of the total quality movement and client satisfaction. In the second segment, we'll consider some new ideas and practices for achieving customer relationship management in this new global economy. Specifically, we'll look at three areas of competence that managers should master if their organizations are to succeed. These are called the ETK of client satisfaction: emotional intelligence, technology, and knowledge management. And finally, I want to share some thoughts with you about achieving personal success. This past year has been difficult for all of us, and the pain is not over yet. But it has been a good learning experience because it illuminated some of the characteristics of this new economy. What began before the attack on the World Trade Center was a business-led slowdown rather than the historical slowdowns initiated by consumer withdrawal. This business decline was caused by three factors: overcapitalization, the effect of gains in organizational productivity, and finally, a drop in technology investment. The conventional wisdom had said that the information revolution would smooth out the business cycle because of computerized supply chain, which would allow for the real-time monitoring of inventories. Therefore, production would never get too far ahead of sales. The expectation was that soaring productivity and intense competition would keep inflation in check. But this new economy is more than a technological revolution. It's a financial revolution as well. While technology is the engine for the new economy, finance is its fuel. Such new economy powerhouses as Cisco, Netscape, Amazon, Yahoo, eBay, Commerce One, and Ariba grew explosively in part because they received venture capital funding in their early days and expanded quickly by drawing on the broader market. It is the availability of financing and the opportunity for quick profits that has driven innovation in the new economy. In turn, fast innovation drives productivity growth higher, lowers inflation, and accelerates the investment. This is why the United States has benefited more than any other industrial country from the technological revolution. Countries such as Germany and Japan have access to the same technology as the U.S., but they have lagged behind because they have been unable to match the risk-taking capabilities of the United States' financial markets. But as a new millennium dawned, this investor excitement led to an overcapitalization of equipment and software. So when the downturn started, the virtuous cycle of the 1990s went into reverse. Just as a rising stock market generated funds for financing innovation, the falling market reduced the risk capital for new startups, leading to slower technological innovation and depressing the market further. The effect should have been rising unemployment and inflation. But while unemployment rose, inflation did not. Why not? Because all those investments have increased productivity. Consider this. During this past year, in the United States, 837,000 production jobs were lost, and more than 1 million since 1999. And I don't include the trade center effect in this. Manufacturing went into a full-blown recession, if not depression. But despite that, the U.S. economy grew, if sparingly, during 2001, at least until September 11th. Why? Because U.S. service productivity surged by 2.8% since the first quarter of the year, while service employment rose modestly. Of course, the effects of the New York City attack added a whole new set of negatives, but even these have begun to pass, led by U.S. government increases in liquidity from rate cuts, $40 billion in aid plus to New York, support for the airline industry, and an economic relief package that has not yet been felt. However,